Okay, so the second part of this tutorial over here, we're going to upload your video to YouTube. There's a couple reasons why we decided to use and we recommend YouTube over La Lima and some of the other things. Number one, it's very familiar with all the students, and most of you folks have grown up with YouTube. YouTube is very commonly used everywhere from high school students, from elementary school students, all the way up into graduate students and beyond. So it's a very accepted platform. Second thing, it's very accessible on devices, and what I mean by that is it doesn't require any codecs with special video codes. It does not require special devices or software to actually use. It's completely web-driven. And that's important nowadays because what we're finding is a lot of these students, and what we find is they're actually accessing the information through their mobile devices and not their desktops. So what YouTube will do is automatically scale the resolution for that particular device. So you can deliver that, they can watch it any place, anytime, anywhere. And one of the really important features, and I think it's going to help you folks, is the auto captioning feature. So one of the things to meet ADA compliance that we need to do is caption videos. What YouTube will do, it'll try its very best using AI learning to actually caption your videos. It takes a few minutes, but and it's not 100% correct, but it's about 80% correct. And still, that's better than nothing. So what we're going to do is, first thing first, I want you folks to actually log into your Gmail, into your Hawaii.edu accounts. Or if not, alternatively, you can also go into your YouTube. You can just go into YouTube. Yeah. Now, I assume this, but assuming is not always the best thing over here. How many of you have actually activated the Google third-party apps on your Hawaii.edu account? Okay, do you folks know what that is? Okay, well, the university gives us access to a plethora of tools like mail. They may give you things like calendar, but you're going to notice that you don't have access to YouTube and Hangouts and a number of those. So I'm going to pop this up onto the screen right now for you folks that don't. I did this a long time ago. You want to go to this website, open up another browser window and go to hawaii.edu/Google/extra. You're going to see this screen that comes up here. What you want to do at this point, you want to log in to this screen. This is a ITS system level. It will authorize all the third-party apps that you see on the bottom to your account. So yeah, this is really important. Okay, so log in. Now, when you go to your Gmail, when you select your applications at on the upper right-hand corner here, we want to scroll down here to our YouTube application. It's as simple as this now. This is where we get to the easy part. So we're looking again at the upper right-hand corner here. There's a little icon here that says Create a Video and More. Click on that. You'll have two options, but we're going to use Upload Video. You guys remember where you stored your video? We're just going to drag and drop it into the window, or if not, we can select the file. We're going to go to playlists here. Now, playlists, this is something that's really important that a lot of people do not use, and I highly, highly recommend that you do this. If you don't use playlists, what's going to happen is, let's say you have 20 different lectures over here for different classes. It's going to all end up all jumbled up in one folder. And it's going to be really tough to find, even with the naming conventions. And it's going to make it very confusing for your students to actually find these particular lessons. By using playlists, we can create one playlist per course and give that address, that email, that URL to your students. Anytime that they log onto that, you can see all the new lessons that pop up onto it. So it's segregated, so it keeps it organized. So let's click on that playlist. And so what we want to do is click New Playlist at the bottom. You guys got that? So we're going to click New Playlist on the bottom. And I'm going to name this, so I'm acting like this is Geography 480. In terms of when we talk about visibility over here, what I recommend, because this is a private lesson and you don't want this to go out to the entire world over here when people search on the search engine, we're going to set that to unlisted. So unlisted means anybody with the link can open it, but it's not going to come up in a Google search, Yahoo search, or anything like that. Yeah, so that's the best thing to do. There are other levels of security. We can use private, but that's an entirely different lesson. Right now, we're trying to use the path of least resistance right now and easiest for you folks. I'll be glad. If you guys want to go over the full private channels, we can do that later on. But right now, this is the easiest way to actually keep it contained. So we'll click Create. So what you're going to see now is a list of all your channels that, that we have here. This is a really important step. Just because you created the playlist over here doesn't mean your video is in the playlist.
I see.
Okay. One more step that we have to do. This is new to YouTube over here. Your audience now. This is a new federal thing. So it's asking you, is this video intended for minors under the age of 18? And because it's not, click no. Because it's easy to, I have to think about this for a second. Kids. Well, college kids, right? Do I click yes or no? But no, yeah, the main intent is not for minors over here, so we would click no. But right now, we have everything all set up. We're going to click next. Take the defaults, click next. Now, we set the visibility for the playlist. Okay, so now that is unlisted. No one can see our playlist. We also have to specify that for the video also too. Because if you don't, and you click on public, what's going to happen is other YouTube users will be able to find it on YouTube. So we want to make sure we click unlisted. And then lastly, we'll click save. So your video is published, it's being processed. It will take a few minutes for the high resolution version to actually appear. If you preview it right now, what you'll see is just a low resolution version. So give it a few minutes. So now that we have our video, if you look on the left-hand pane, there is a menu for playlists here. We can click onto that. And these are all your playlists over here. If I click on this geography playlist that we just created, you can see there's one video in here. So to distribute this over here, this is my my suggestion to you. Instead of sending individual videos, what we can do is we can click the share button. And this is your playlist video, your playlist URL. So when you stick this into Laulima and someone clicks onto that, anytime you add a new video, it'll automatically come to this playlist over here. And remember, we were talking about our naming convention, right? So that's why it's so important to have maybe the CRN or the course number and a sequence of numbers, 01, 02, 03, 04, so it'll appear in that order. And yeah, that's about it. The last thing I want to show you is, if you want to get to this playlist menu, it's not exactly intuitive. If you click on the YouTube icon here at the very top, this will take you back to the main menu like you just logged in. And now you're looking, how do I get to my playlist? Because I don't see anything here, right? You want to click on Library. And if you scroll down on the screen here, you'll see all your playlists come up. So this is how you would find it from the main YouTube page. And yeah, that's about it, guys. You just cut and paste that, put it into your Laulima, and you're good to go. What I do want to show you is one final thing, and I always keep adding this final thing over here. In a few minutes, what will happen is an icon will pop up here. It'll say closed captioning. That's the auto closed caption. So it won't appear for the first probably 5 or 10 minutes, depending on how long your video is. It may take up to 20 minutes. Closed captioning should appear though on top of there. So just to let you know.